Hey, everybody, Doug.
Greg.
And this is Mike.
And we are the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast, part of the Off the Tongue Podcast Network. And who else might be on the Off the Tongue Podcast Network, you might ask? Well, you got the Greener Grass Podcast. We got Teach a Dummy, Skate Ohio, the original Copycats, and Pint Pals Podcast. So make sure to check all them out and give us a listen as well. Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I think we just all need to take a deep breath. Try to relax. It's going to be okay. Kind of a crazy, nutty weekend and week, but we're getting through it.
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't know how much we got tonight. We're going to just kind of roll. This is we're winging it.
We got things.
We got things.
We'll be all right.
We're going to talk about birthday celebrations, but not for people, for businesses. And then we got some Gen Z conversation that's going to also roll into some regular conversation about making friends and then just working for a living. And then I've got
Are we singling out the Gen Zers this week?
Well, there are articles about Gen Z, but it can.
Well, good. The boomers don't get picked on this week.
Well, we'll probably get to them as well.
Gen Z seems to be the low-hanging fruit on the show.
Yeah. Then I got 5 weird laws that we're going to play a game with and see if you can guess what the law is.
Yes.
So,
and I have a quiz to go with our
dang, I didn't study.
Birthday, business birthdays or whatever.
Surprise birthday quiz.
Yes. It's a
All right.
pop quiz.
Pop quiz. Is that like
favorite.
pop music?
Yeah, it is.
Talk about.
Everybody.
Okay. Go
pop
ahead, Mike.
music.
Mike has no idea probably what we're talking about.
I don't.
There's a song.
Oh. So I've got a gripe this week, actually.
All right. Fire it up.
I know
McDonald's?
No, but customer service. We all talk about how bad it is, our personal experiences with customer service.
What?
This is no different. It's dead. It is absolutely dead.
It died on the vine.
It was resurrected and it's dead again. I think it's
resurrected and beat to death.
Yes.
Yeah, they brought it back to life simply to beat it to death.
Yes. So over the weekend, of course, I'm doing this when it's like 95 degrees outside. So this is a great start to the story. But I get something in my head, and it's like sometimes I have a hard time just like letting it alone for a while. But I noticed our air conditioner unit outside the coils really needed a good clean off. I mean, there's like fully encased on the outside and just a load of crap and just dust. I mean,
so you said, Courtney, get out there and clean.
Well, no, it was bad. It was really bad. I mean, you could I peeled some of it off. I mean, it was just a layer, just like caked on. It's like, I don't even know how our air was even working, to be honest.
It was gasping.
It was suffocated. So I was out and about doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and I wanted to go get some foaming cleaner to spray in the coils.
Yeah.
So I happened to see, I was in Morton at the time, and I happened to see at Farm and Fleet they had some in stock. So I'm like, okay, it says online, it's in stock, can't be that bad. So I go and I look around, and
because if it says online,
it has to
then
be
it's
true.
got to be.
It has to be true. So I go in, I look around, and I get a new filter, and I'm like, it should be maybe somewhere in this area with the HVAC stuff. There's
You would think.
There's like 1 or 2 aisles with it, and it's like it has to be in here. It's not. So I go to a few other places, and after like 10 minutes, I'm like, I give up. So I go up to an employee, and I have my phone in my hand.
Oh, you found one.
I did find one. And she was actually really helpful at first. I'm not going to lie. She's like, hey, what can I help you with? You know, she saw I was looking. She interpreted the situation.
Yeah.
So I showed her.
Saw your distress.
Yes. I'm lost. So she took the item code from online. The listing was on there. She punched it into her phone to check inventory. And so she says, okay, yeah, we sold 3 of these this week. And it said in stock. And then she scrolls down a little bit further and she's like, what does that mean? I'm like, it sounded so promising. I was so close.
The app's going to get you.
But something had to come up. And she goes, I'm not sure what this means. Let me go find somebody. So she goes off for like another 5 minutes to go find some. And I'm just like waiting for her to come back. So she
probably couldn't find another employee.
Yeah.
I found the one.
She's wandering around. I don't know where. Does anybody work here?
Yeah. It's just me today, guys. But she eventually found somebody, so he comes back too. So now there's 2 employees on the case. And she said hey, what does this mean? Something along the lines of save space for inventory on shelf. Something along those lines. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it's something like that. And he's like, oh, actually, I think that means it's special order item. And so she's like, well, it says we've sold some and it's in stock. So she's like, where would we keep it? And he's like, the special order items, you have to have those through special order. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know. What is special order? Like online ordering? So he says,
no, it's special.
Well,
it's special.
We don't really know where it's at per se, but it has to be special ordered. And so I said, so do you have it or not? And I'm just kind of letting them hash out this conversation. So I did interject. I was like, hey, so is it here or do you not have it? He's like, well, I think it's here, but I don't know where it is. I'm like, then how did you sell 3 of them this week? That's literally what she just told me like 5 minutes ago. So I kind of said that to him, and he's like, well, the special order items, they're a special order. I'm like, you keep saying that, but I don't know what it means.
That means nothing to me.
I'm here physically in the store. Can I just get the item and check out at the cash register?
Well, did you special order it?
No, I didn't, because I got so freaking tired of going in circles with the guy. I just left because I must have been there another 5-10 minutes with him. It's like, okay, it's in stock and it's here. I'm assuming it's somewhere in the back warehouse part of the store.
You would think.
That would make sense.
And he doesn't want to go look for it.
I mean, it would make more sense if it was out on the shelf where people could buy it. But
I said, if I buy it online, does that mean you have to give it to me? If I leave the store and buy it online, is that how I obtain this item? And he's like, well, with the special orders, that is how we operate. But I'm not sure where it is. I'm like, how?
Mike's going, how about I punch it in right now and order it on my phone?
It's the thing is $5. It's a $5 can of foaming spray. It's like, I just got so frustrated.
What is so special about it? You keep saying special order. Why? What makes it a special order?
I never found out. I never was told what a special order was. I think it's the online.
And it may be never at Farm and Fleet. You never found that out either, did you? That for sure if it's there or not. We don't know.
Their little inventory thing said it was, but who am I to say? Because we don't know where it's at. We don't know where it is.
Can I go back and look? Because I would happily do that.
The app knows.
Yeah.
Mike comes out with the case, stocks the shelf.
See, yeah, I
People
would.
start asking you questions. You're telling them, oh, it's over here.
He's wearing a red Farm and Fleet apron.
By the end of the day, that's how it starts. I couldn't believe it. It's like, it went from helpful to frustrating to just flat out annoying. It's like, I just like, and eventually it got to the point where I was, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, you've given up on it. I'm giving up on it. I'm just going somewhere else. And I got something else somewhere else. Like, there was no effort.
So you found another cleaner?
Yeah. And I killed myself out there in
that wasn't special order
98-degree heat doing this, but it's like, he gave up completely. It's like, and then I'm just going to give up completely.
I'm going to tell you what I used to do when I was working stock at a store. People would come in. This was before you had any way to look it up or anything. I mean, it was we had tablets with chiseling away with on a piece of stone. But people would come in, and I tried to know where. And I was just a stock guy, third shift stock guy, whatever. They'd ask me, oh, do you have this? And I would know because I stocked the shelves. We would do the orders. I'd like, no, we don't have it. But I'd say, well, let's look. It should be here on the shelf. Bump, bump, bump. Go down there. No. I said, I am pretty sure we don't have it, but I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk into the back. Let me check, make sure nobody put it in the wrong spot. And I would just walk back there fully knowing we don't have it. But I would walk back, kind of look. Yeah. I would,
whistle
take my time. Then I'd come back out and I'd tell them, listen, I looked everywhere. I cannot find any. We should have a truck in on Tuesday and probably come back on Wednesday, and it'll be a full. Thank you, sir. And they're just happy. Like, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. Like, even if you lie to me, at least I feel like, well, you tried. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you went back, had a cup of coffee, went and took a dump or something. I don't know what you did. You went back there. You were gone for a little while. You came back. I looked. We don't have it. Great.
So maybe
Yeah.
that's what the app is doing. It's lying to you to make you think they have it, so that
But they need to participate in the lie. Then they need to
should.
be clued in.
Well, it's like right away she said, "Oh yeah, we've sold." It shows they've sold 3 this week. At least that's what she said. And she said it was in stock, at least on her inventory device.
Did it ever say how many they had? Did
No,
you say?
she didn't say.
Oh.
But
I would ask how many does it say you had?
yeah, but I knew it was going to go south when she said, "Oh, well, that's weird." It's like,
and there's
okay,
probably
there's
only
the red
so
flag.
many places it could be. Like you said, go look in the stock room, walk around like you're talking about.
Like what Doug said, even if they just went a few aisles down, that maybe would have sufficed for me, because it's like I already kind of, when she said, "Well, that's weird," I already knew I wasn't getting it.
Yeah.
I already knew the outcome of this.
You're going to walk
scenario.
back and somebody's, "What are you doing back here?" Some rednecks out there. You got any foam? I'm just going to stand back here for a while and to pacify him. It's like, oh, okay. And they come out and tell me, I'd be like, oh, thank you
Come
very
out
much.
with the scrubbing bubbles from the bathroom aisle. Is this it? No, that's not it. Oh,
Well, if they did that, I'd just be like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm good. Don't look anymore, please.
I knew from that point on, it was a lost cause. But then it was just how they just gave up on it. It's like they just quit. Like, well, it's like, this is how it went. Special orders up here, go in a circle, like around the clock. Special order up here, down here, I can't find it. Go back to special. Like, that was the two talking points.
It was a flow chart.
they were
It
stuck.
was.
They were stuck in a loop.
Is this
And
a
it was a
special
loop.
order? Yes or no? Yes. Go look in the back. No. Look on the shelf. Is the shelf empty? Yes or no?
Yes.
Is it back empty? Yes or no? It's a special order. It just goes right back to the
Yeah,
top.
exactly.
What is happening?
We're stuck in an infinite loop.
I can't get out of this.
And I don't know if they don't know where the stuff's at. I don't know how anything gets stocked back there, honestly, at Farm Fleet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. But it's just, there is no customer service anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it is dead.
And I've always had decent luck with Farm and Fleet. I mean, they're not bad.
It is kind of I've had good and bad with Farm and Fleet. I really have.
Now their auto department's a whole nother story. We won't get into that one.
Well, I've had a good
I know
experience.
I've had both ways, but
then I also had a maddening experience
Yes.
with them. So
Yeah, I went out of, it was one of those things I went out of convenience. I don't go there hardly ever.
yeah.
and then you
But I
found
was-
out it was really an inconvenience.
Yes.
You went out of an inconvenience
Yes.
now.
I was already in town. I was already running other errands, and I was just in the area, and I figured I'd give it a try because it said online. Or it
I
was in
do
stock
hate the
online,
app
and-
because if you are desperate for something, my wife has done. She'll look it up. It says, "Well, it shows that Walmart in Washington has 3 of them," or it shows that, Farm and Fleet has 2 in stock. I'm like, and you go there, you're like, "Oh, we don't have." It's like, why is it says? Well, we could check another store. They've done that. Oh, it says they've got 1, and I'll get there. It's like we don't have. It's like your other store. I figured their system's different than my phone, but apparently not.
And you would think when it gets rang out the register, it would deduct from the quantity, but
You would think. You would think.
it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Maybe some programmers backdooring it and fixing all their.
Fixing all the levels.
Yes. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, let's talk happy birthday. We have a few businesses that are having birthdays, and I just want to contrast how they're celebrating and see how you feel about it. First, you ever go like some places, they'll have a birthday or an anniversary, and they put on some good stuff. You get different things.
Yeah, sales, maybe a free giveaway.
Well, Krispy Kreme right now, they're not quite giving it away, but it's pretty good, especially in this economy.
Give it away.
Now,
Chili
unfortunately, we've missed these giveaways as of the time of this recording. It has already happened. I know.
I could go for a Krispy Kreme.
I love Krispy Kreme. They're delectable. They are wonderful.
Yes.
And I'm not a big donut person, but I do like a Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Krispy Kreme? I think we've talked about this before, but
Really just the basic glazed warm.
Yeah.
see, I like the chocolate glaze. I like
Don't
the
get me
glaze with
wrong.
some chocolate. That's my favorite.
Would I eat that one? Absolutely.
If they said pick them out, that would be the one I would get.
But I do the plain old glaze.
But I'll eat a plain old glaze.
I would
donut.
take the glaze, right off the conveyor belt.
Oh yeah,
and a big glass of milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it says here that Krispy Kreme is celebrating their 87th anniversary.
87.
87. So back in, was it 1932? No, 1937. They started selling donuts in a grocery store. Well, to honor that, on July 12th, you could have went into Krispy Kreme and got a dozen. Let me start this again. On July 12th, you could have went to Krispy Kreme, got a dozen donuts for 87 cents. That's almost free.
Almost.
In this economy, I will say that is free.
Now, the problem is our nearest
Well, that is a problem.
Krispy Kreme is what, 35 miles away?
Yeah, I mean, 30 to 40 minutes away for sure.
Yeah.
If you want
So
it
how
bad
much
enough.
gas?
If you want it bad
Yeah.
enough. You know.
I just used $7 worth of gas to get here to get 87
But if you're
donuts.
over that way anyway, you could have popped in.
I'm never that way.
So we go over there once in a while. So. But anyway, so they did that, and they're also doing some other things, like they did a Kit Kat donut. They did I don't know, they're kind of mucking it all up.
Yeah, don't mess with the
You don't need
system.
all that. But they're giving away all kinds of. They give away on Friday. They have free iced coffee on the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th. So you can still get that one. You can still go get your free coffee on
Not a
the
coffee
26th.
drinker.
But they are giving some things away for free or severely discounted. So that's kind of cool, you know.
Severely.
Yeah. Greatly. I don't know. However you want to.
A severe discount sounds, I don't know, sounds painful.
I guess it depends on who's giving the discount.
Yeah.
If you're giving it, it could be severe. If you're
Severe.
getting it, it's great.
It's bigly discounted.
Bigly. Now, I want to contrast that with another company,
Okay.
Culver's. And I love Culver's.
Oh, I know.
We eat there a lot.
I know where you're going.
Yes,
We
I like
eat there.
Culver's
We
too.
eat a lot there. They're 40th. Now,
Wow.
so not quite 87.
No,
but
half
40.
almost.
They're having a celebration, and they're doing a few things. So,
What, do you get a free cheese curd?
well,
Oh,
let's
that would
see.
be better.
Let's see. To sweeten the celebration even more, Culver's is rolling out system-wide promotions on 3 Thursdays in July. Now, we've already missed this one, too.
Jeez.
On July 11th, you could get free sprinkles
Oh.
added to a frozen gold. You don't get a free frozen custard, but you can have free How much are sprinkles? Free sprinkles? What does that even equate to?
Sprinkles
An
are the
eighth of a cent?
I didn't know
mean,
you were charging if I got a concrete or something and I asked for sprinkles. You're charging me for sprinkles?
Undoubtedly.
sprinkles are the most unnecessary.
They are. They
Topping
add
ever.
nothing. Nothing.
I don't mind sprinkles, but
Well, you wouldn't.
I don't want.
What
Free ones
why
do
you,
what?
Why do you mind? Why don't you mind them? What do they add? There's no flavor. No,
there's
there's
a little
crunch.
There's a little small.
There's a crunch.
Small crunch.
No flavor.
Maybe a little teeny flavor.
There's no flavor. There's no
when you
flavor.
get a spoonful of them.
You eat them right out of the.
You take your special spoon with that your friend got you.
Yeah.
And that's your
my
sprinkle spoon.
peanut butter spoon.
Well, now it's a sprinkle spoon. Is there?
They do nothing for me.
So is that? Let me ask. I should have looked this up. Is that a paid topping? Like
I
if
don't
they,
know.
They ask like you get a Sunday
Two
or there's
toppings.
you get 2 toppings. Is that count as a topping?
I guess so.
It must-
I think it
must.
That's
does.
insane. Is there a worse topping that you would pay for than sprinkles?
Yeah, I don't want to pay for them
Because it's the same price you pay just per top. It's not like, oh, this topping is this. It's like 2 toppings. A topping is what? $1 a piece or $1
or
for whatever.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for $1 worth of sprinkles. I feel like $1 of sprinkles is like a can, right?
I mean, you should get like the whole cup full of sprinkles.
Yes. But it doesn't. They give you that or hot fudge. Like, no, I'll take the fudge.
Yeah.
Fudge has taste.
Double the
texture.
fudge for another $1.
But sprinkles are, they bring nothing to the dessert. But yeah, we'll give you free sprinkles.
And I missed it.
You did. On the 18th, which while we're recording is still, so you could,
Yeah.
now everyone listening, you cannot because it's already passed.
Yes. I could leave here and go
Tomorrow.
get-
Well, you have to wait till tomorrow.
Oh, it's only on the 18th.
Oh, these
No.
are, yeah, you only got sprinkles. Greg, we don't have just free sprinkle money for a month. We can't give sprinkles away for a
should.
month, Greg. July 18th, Culver's is celebrating the official birthday. Oh, this is even worse.
Yeah, this is bad.
It's a birthday of giving. They'll make a donation in your name.
Oh, it's the People's Fund.
The People's Fund. So you don't even get anything. They're going to donate money to some charity. I know that should be something good, but you've already jipped me with free sprinkles, and now you're giving money to somebody? Not me.
Yeah.
I don't get money.
How
I
is
don't
this,
even get free sprinkles now.
how is this helping me?
Well, we're not helping you. You're being selfish now. First, you just want all your
I
free
want
sprinkles.
and then I want money to me.
Now, on July 25th.
Okay. We can still make that
Now,
one.
yeah, if you're listening when this right after this comes out, you can still hit this one.
Yes.
All shakes and malts are buy one, get one free. from 2 to 5.
I love that. I love
2
that.
to 5.
We can't just be giving them out all day.
Yeah.
Buy one, get one free.
Yes, we picked
Even
our
though
least busy
our shakes
time.
and malts
Exactly.
are $6 a piece.
Yeah.
You think that I could get, buy one, get one free all day long? Or how about just a free malt? Do I get sprinkles with that? I probably have to pay for the sprinkles.
Do you have to pay for the sprinkles? Yes.
So
And
that
it,
was,
yes, it's during the time where nobody goes. It's in between lunch and dinner.
yes. I just wanted to kind of juxtapose those two to show
Yeah,
that
87 cents a
87
dozen.
cents a dozen. That's good. That's a great
Because
deal.
what is a dozen now? They're expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
We went there a couple months ago with my mom and stopped and got a dozen donuts. It was like $18
That's insane.
Wow.
for one dozen.
No wonder I stopped eating donuts.
Well, dummy me. Again, I took my mom. We stopped. We took her out for the day. Went shopping. Blah, blah.
Was the red light on?
No. I don't know what happened. We walked in. And so I said, I didn't look at the price. I said, I'll buy a dozen donuts. We'll split them up. And blah, blah, blah. They got all these, pick them all out. I'm thinking, I don't know, $10, $12. You get done with tax, everything. It's like, that'll be $19.75. I'm like, I got one dozen, right? Yep. I'm like,
You're shoving the cash back in your wallet and pulling the card out.
actually, you know what it was? I got a half a dozen and it was like $16. A full dozen was like $19. I said, I didn't know that. Or I would have just, give me the whole dozen then.
Yeah. Well, we can't do that now.
Oh,
It's
no.
stored.
No.
It's stored.
So
You got the half.
anyway, that was all I had. Those were the two that I wanted to bring up. I just
Yeah.
was really,
I looked this up online here. The original glazed dozen is $16
Man.
from Krispy Kreme.
that's ridiculous.
So yeah, add tax onto that.
And we didn't get just glaze. We got like
And
mix.
I was gonna say you get the custom assorted dozen. You're looking at $18.
Yeah. So that would have been true. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yep. All right. Well, you talking about these anniversaries of these companies. I looked up a little quiz, and I've got 18 companies, and you get an A or B choice of what year you think that company got started. All right.
Okay. How many we got here?
18.
We're going to do 18 of them?
Yeah,
Woo!
it'll be quick. It's just A or B. I'll give you two dates, and you say A or B, and each person keep track of your own. All right. First one, Nike. Founded A, 1936, or B, 1964.
Okay.
And I think
Are you going to
I'm going to tell you.
or tell us for each one?
I'm going to tell you for each one or I can wait. Actually, I'll know. We'll run through. We'll do them all, and then I'll just go back and tell you which ones. Okay, Ford Motor Company, A, 1885, B, 1903.
Okay.
Got your answers locked in?
Yep. Locked in.
All right. Next one, Amazon, A, 1994, B, 2006.
Okay.
Let me hear. Oops. Remind me that one's one out of order. Okay. Apple. A, 1976. B, 1991.
Okay.
Hang on one second. I know.
Okay.
It's a little downtime here. Okay. Well, my keyboard is not popping. There it is. Stop.
I love it when your keyboard's popping.
Popping. All right. Next
Maybe
one.
you should have tracked your keyboard. We wouldn't have this problem.
It would be better. Are we on number 5?
That's
Yeah.
what I got.
Okay. Nordstrom. 1901 or 1920?
All right.
All right. Got to punch it in. Okay. Adidas. 1949 or 1979?
What was that? What was the first one?
49.
49 or 79? I guess I don't have to write mine down since I'm putting them in here anyway.
Okay.
All right. I don't know what company this is.
Oh, good.
Sporkle. S-P-O-R.
They make real big sprinkles. That's if you're really good, you get Sporkle.
S-P-O-R-C-L-E.
They're about the size of a Twinkie. Okay.
1992 or 2007?
Sure. I don't know. We'll just.
Nestle,
Okay.
1883 or 1905?
All right.
Let me get my answer in locked in. Okay. Pepsi, 1898, 1938. Starbucks, 1971 or 1989? What happened? Oh, stupid
no.
app just refreshed.
Oh, no.
All right, 1 second.
We'll sing some jingles. What would you do for a Klondike?
I may just use your two as answers, okay? Because mine's going to be out of whack.
That's fine.
All right. Let me get it fired back up here.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop?
So did you already do Starbucks?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the one we just did. So you should be on 11.
All right. So McDonald's, 1933 or 1955?
Okay.
General Mills, 1928 or 1952?
General Mills.
Hasbro, 1923 or 1947? GoPro, 1990 or 2002? Facebook, 1994 or 2004? The New York Times, 1851 or 1895? Boeing, 1892 or 1916? Kroger, 1883 or 1923?
Some of those were tough.
Okay, I got to give me 1 sec here.
Okay, 1001. Let's go. He's trying to pop his keyboard again.
Well, since it cleared out my answers from the first part there.
I
so
wondered what that was during our prep today. I wondered what Greg was doing.
He was
It makes sense now.
Popping.
popping his keyboard.
Sorry, just about there.
Now, for those that don't know, we really took a gamble because
Okay.
if you're not a listener to the show on a regular basis, Greg struggles with apps with the phone, with ordering food. So we said, we'll let you do this quiz online.
All right. Number one, Nike was 1964.
You gotta put that A or B for me.
Oh, B. Number two was Ford, and that was B,
Which was
1903.
okay.
Apple was A, 1976.
Okay.
Now, there was one I flipped there. Did you get it? Was 3. Let's see.
I didn't write. I just wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you write down the years?
I just wrote A or B.
Okay. All right. That's fine. 4 was Amazon. Is that where you're at 4?
Yeah.
Okay. That was 1994, A.
Okay.
Nordstrom was A, 1901.
Okay.
Adidas was A, 1949. Sporkle was B, 2007.
Okay.
Nestle was B, 1905.
Okay.
Pepsi was A, 1898.
Okay.
Starbucks was A, 1971. McDonald's was B, 1955. General Mills was A, 1928. Hasbro was A, 1923. GoPro was B, 2002. Facebook was B, 2004. The New York Times was A, 1851. Boeing was A, 1892, and Kroger was A, 1883. So you guys, how many did you guys just get right, I guess?
13.
12.
12. Oh, good.
Boeing threw me because I'm thinking the Wright brothers, but they could have been something not manufacturing airplane parts and then went into airplane. I'm thinking.
So you were thinking they were earlier than 1916?
No, later.
Oh, later?
Because you said 1893 was Boeing.
No. I said 1916 was Boeing.
What was the number?
It was the 17th one.
And it was B?
And it was, yes, B, 1916.
I had an X. I put B, but I
had
crossed
B
off
too, but I crossed it off because I thought you said A.
Oh, I mean, I was just reading right down.
I don't know.
Did you end on the 17th or the 18th one with me then? A with Kroger?
Yeah.
But I did. I'm assuming. See, this is like in high school when I cheated and I got off on one. I'm like, oh no. I'm going to fail and I cheated.
Well, it was an attempt.
All right. So I got 14 maybe.
And you got one more?
Yeah.
So it's still
13.
1 point difference.
Okay.
But,
Interesting.
yeah. I mean, some of these have been around definitely a lot longer.
It surprised me.
Like Adidas, I knew was earlier than 1979 because I had Adidas in like fourth grade.
See, I thought it was there, but I thought, well, I don't know. Maybe they're throwing me. So I wanted to say earlier, but I thought, I'm going later.
And I knew General Mills had been around a long time. GoPro, newer, yeah. I missed Facebook though.
Oh.
I thought it was earlier than.
Oh no,
04.
I got Facebook.
Yeah, because you had to have several things in place for Facebook to come on the scene.
Yeah, I guess. But anyways, that's the quiz.
All right.
Sorry, it was a little erratic with the.
Well, it's like the rest of we got a theme here at this podcast.
Apps.
A little erratic.
Well, undoubtedly, it doesn't say anything about a timer, but it seemed like it stopped at a certain point, and then it wiped out the answers.
Was Sporkle spelled with a C, Greg?
Yes.
So that's a quiz platform.
I
wonder if that quiz was from Sporkle.
It may have been. It is from Sporkle.
There we go. So that is what Sporkle is.
There we go.
Well, their app needs not refresh so fast. All right.
Okay. Well, let's talk friendships, making friends. This is from a Gen Z point of view.
I have no
I got a
expertise in this
friend
area.
in you.
But it's spurred a few things for me. We'll see where this goes. A Gen Zer calls out massive stigma.
Massive.
That's what it says.
It's a large stigma.
Of struggling to make friends, and they're sick and tired of it.
I'm sick and tired of it.
Tosh Oaks.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Tired of the stigma.
Tosh Oaks is sick and tired of the stigma associated with not having many friends. Not any,
many?
but having many.
Oh, many.
Manny.
Not many.
Many.
Not little friends.
I say many. Is it Manny?
They're tiny friends. Maybe that's what she's mad about. She doesn't have any tiny friends.
Maybe it is. It says here it's no secret Generation Z is a lonely generation. While they are incredibly connected through social media, they still crave human connection. A recent study by a youth organization, this is from Australia, interviewed people between the ages of 18 and 24 and found 60% revealed they struggled to make friends. So that seems probably about right. It's a little low, actually. I figured a lot of people would say they struggle to make friends, but especially this generation, that Gen Z. The report found Gen Z had just 3 friends, 3 close friends. It says the report, most Gen Zers had just 3 friends, with 80% revealing the tight circle formed a major part of their support network. Oaks, 27, says she struggled her entire life to make friends and sick of the assumption that if you don't have many, that must mean there's something wrong with you or you're a bad friend. And then it goes on and talks about her struggling to make friends her whole life and this, all this stuff that goes along with that. My thought on this is I think some of this, I'll lay a lot of this at the feet of technology.
Social media?
Well, yes, to a certain extent. I do have social media. But I think there's a lot of things that because where do you go to make friends? I have some of this through COVID, and I do feel bad for Gen Z with some of this stuff.
Sure.
I feel like they haven't learned how to do some things that we just take for granted. I don't know. I'll get your guys' opinion on this after I lay this out. But I said a lot of businesses moving to work from home. A lot of times you make friends at work or you get together. You'll meet people at work and you can. I think that's dating and stuff as well. I know people who are older, late 20s, even into their 30s, and they're like, I have a hard time finding date. I have a hard time doing it because they work at home. They don't go out. They DoorDash food. They don't go to restaurants. They don't go out to shop. You don't get out and meet people. And I'm not saying that's where you're going to make great friends, but you could bump into somebody, start up a conversation with them or whatever. Just getting out. And they never want to leave the house either. Everything, let's stream. We won't go to the movies. I'll stay home. I'll DoorDash it. And again, some of that isn't bad in and of itself and in moderation, but I think it's
you
bad.
need a mixture.
I think it's bad that there's a lot of young people and some older people who they just get to where they never want to leave. I don't want to leave the house. I don't think that's good. I think you need human interaction. As much as I gripe about it sometimes and having to go out in public, you do need that though. I think it's not good to hold yourself up and do nothing.
Where would you be without the frustrations of
going to Farm and Fleet and trying to find some foam?
Yes.
That's right.
Trying to interact with employees.
Yes. So another thing I think too with, them getting married later and, not having kids, a lot of that, you make a lot of friends with that when you start having kids and stuff. You meet other people who have kids in there. So you get together with them and then you create friendships along the way with that. Where again, I feel like if a lot of, especially the younger generation, and not all of them, hopefully, I hope this will change somewhat, where they'll start getting out and interacting more and getting away from the social media. So I think they say, oh, look how many friends I have on Facebook, or followers. They have followers, but they don't have friends on they social media friends are not true friends.
Oh, I always think the people that are following me are my friends. Stop following me.
I should say
the paparazzi's out of you.
You could have a true friend that follows you on social media, but it's difficult because you need that FaceTime, actual getting together, doing things together other than just sending people funny memes and videos.
You're not developing a relationship typically with those people.
Not typically. No.
Typically. You could, but I'm not saying, but typically not.
And they were complaining too that they only had 3. How many friends do you?
I was going to ask you that when you read it. It's like,
go ahead.
Did you normally have more than 3 friends? Like close friends?
Well, I would say you have one best friend because that would be the definition, right? A best friend.
Well, yeah, they say that, yeah.
But you could have, I don't know that I ever had a best friend. I had a lot of good friends that, the guys, when I say a lot, a small circle of good friends. Like in high school, there was probably 3 or 4 of us that kind of hung out. And
that kind of falls in line with the number they're saying.
I say, that was my experience. There were 6, including me. There were 6 of us in our friend group.
Yeah.
That we overlapped hobbies and interests and stuff like that. There's 6 of us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that much bigger, but
I never had a lot of close friends at one time. It's like growing. I mean, every good friend I've ever made moves. They leave, and it's
we're the ones
what the heck?
who stay here.
Yeah, I stay here. Everybody moves. I've had multiple really good friends. They move great distances. Maybe it's me.
Well, I think
they're moving great distances away.
My friends. They're all the
It's
same. So they've got to figure it out.
But I'm still, quote, my best friend. I would say lives in Arizona, and we've been friends since 1974, 3, 4, somewhere in there. When he comes home, we're still good friends, but I see him every few years.
The best man at my wedding moved out to Arizona, and
that's where he is.
That was the last time I had seen him in person, at least. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, we stay still good friends.
Yeah. But I typically didn't have more than, 3 kind of 3 or 4 good friends that we just kind of hung out.
Yeah.
A lot of acquaintances, and I'd call them friends, but not like...
Yeah, our original close friend group from those 6 of us, there's me and one other who are local. He actually lives in the place where you don't tend to head out that way, actually, but Krispy Kreme.
Oh.
Yeah, he lives at Krispy Kreme.
He lives at Krispy Kreme.
Say, wow, I bet he's heavy, isn't he?
Maybe he's real skinny.
Maybe he doesn't like them. He's there so
that
much.
Could be.
You can't afford that many dozens after a while, But yeah, they move away and it stinks.
Yeah.
They did have a psychologist at the end of this article saying that loneliness is becoming an epidemic, especially with younger people. They isolate themselves, and then they feel like they're alone. And so that another thing they do is they see on social media where it looks like other friends or people they know are always hanging out with a large group of friends and going to the clubs or partying or going out to eat. And they said, you're comparing yourself. That's what I hate about social media is we all put the good stuff on. Nobody puts see, Mike didn't put a selfie of him aggravated because he can't find the phone.
I heard it.
A selfie
Yelling
at Farm
at
and Fleet.
the poor gal that's trying to help him, throwing his stuff around, having a tantrum, kicking stuff around. We don't put that stuff on there.
Yeah. Me completing my special order at Farm and Fleet.
Yeah.
So as an adult,
Him walking away with a can of foam, snap it like a girl boss.
I do have, real quick, Doug, a
Yeah,
couple
go
other
ahead.
places that you listed some things as to why people, or where they used to make friends, but now they don't. A couple other things. School with Gen Z lost a number of years there from COVID.
That's
not
true.
being in
Very
school.
COVID was
Yeah.
bad.
So, especially like if you were going into high school or junior high, I mean, that is where you make a lot of your close friends.
It is.
In those
Good,
two,
very good,
those two areas.
Very good thought.
The second one is church.
Yeah.
I mean, you make
That's
a lot
what
of
I was
good
going to
friend
say. That's where
connections
we've
at church.
made a lot of our friends as adults.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think
I didn't even think about
go.
that. That was
Right.
very good. And yeah, church, or even if for our Jewish friends, synagogue or some kind of a religious organization where you're going.
Yeah.
But no, church. That's a great call. Great pull on that one. Church and school both have really fell off as far as what with people going during your formative years, where you said where you make those connections when you're young, and that you can create a lifelong connection with that person.
Well, I'd say even when you're older, and we still make friends at church. I mean,
Only 3,
and then they move.
And then if a new person comes in, I got to get rid of one of my friends. Like, I can only have 3.
I'm sensing a common denominator.
Oh, we're good friends with them. Oh, we're moving. He probably still lives 3 blocks over. He never moved. He's so didn't want to see me anymore.
You start getting a complex.
I know.
Okay, well, we'll move on to working unless you guys have anything else. I brought that. I read that article and I didn't do that one to make fun because I do feel sad. There's a sadness about Gen Z. I feel because I feel like they're struggling. I think they want a lot of the stuff that we had and took for granted growing up. And I think because technology has really made some things good, but made a lot of things really difficult for them. I think we had it, and I can't speak for you, Mike, but I think like Greg and I.
Oh, but he can speak for me.
I will speak for Greg. Well, most of the time you forget, and then I forget, so we have to speak for each other so we get our words going. But I won't speak for Greg. I'll speak for me. We had no technology growing up I had to, you had to learn how to use a map and just read books or do whatever. You're just out on your own, no technology, no phone, no nothing, just go. But then when I got older, I did get the technology, so I can use it, enjoy that aspect, but I can set my phone down. I can leave my phone and I can just go out somewhere without a phone and I don't feel lost or distraught, where I know people younger, I don't know that you feel this way, Mike, maybe I was going to ask you, but I do know people who are your age and younger that said they almost, if they forget their phone, they literally have to stop. They have to go back and get it. They feel it's like a loss to them. I mean, it's an addiction, really. It is. I kind of didn't believe that for a while. I thought, really? But the more I hear about it, and you hear about, like, it affects your dopamine and all this, checking it all the time, And then when it's taken away from them, it's like they have withdrawal. Like I can't. What if somebody's trying to get a hold of me or they're texting me or whatever?
Yeah, I'm more used to it than I'd like to be. Even.
Oh yeah, I like it. I'm not saying it's not.
No,
convenient.
but I'm more used to it. It's like if I don't have it with me, I don't need to turn around and go back and get it. I'm fine. But I'm like, oh shoot, I left my phone at home. Crap. It's like
the biggest thing I hate about it is because it's my music.
Yeah,
that's what I miss because I listen to my music or a podcast. But that would be the biggest thing. Nobody ever calls or texts me unless it's bad.
Maybe you need to keep a spare turntable with you and some albums.
I would love that.
I will say I think I'm like right at the tail end of millennial, but my generation I think was like the last good sweet spot when it comes to this. Because like growing up, oh man, we'd have parties with friends where we'd play the same video games together. We'd stay up late at night. We'd play Super Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart or whatever. I loved that as a kid. I mean, that was so much fun. And coming up, like through junior high and high school, that's when social media really got to be big. I think I made a Facebook my freshman year of high school. And I was kind of late to the game, relatively speaking, I think. But I didn't get a smartphone until after I graduated high school. Like through high school, I had one of those little slider phones.
Yeah.
I was very late to the party, I think, when it comes to that stuff.
That's what my son, he had a flip phone. Now my son is almost 30, so he was kind of in that sweet spot too. Where growing up, we didn't have phone. We had one computer. It was in the main room. It had internet, but it was dial up. So you couldn't just be on it forever.
And so by the time I had already built all those personal friend connections through school and through other like sports, through football and stuff I did, band. Like by the time I already had those firmly built and in place, then came along kind of the social media stuff and more of the smartphones. And I'm glad I missed that. I do not envy kids now who have to grow up kind of with that environment right from the jump.
And don't get me wrong, when I was 12 years old, if you would have slammed a smartphone in my hand, I would have thought this was the most awesome thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they didn't have it because I wouldn't have put it down either. I would have been like, oh, this is great.
No.
You mean I've got access to anything I want, anytime I want? That would have been super bad.
Yeah.
It would not have been a good thing. I'm glad I didn't even have that as a temptation. It wasn't even an option. So I do feel for him. But yeah, I don't know. Did you have anything?
We had TV. That was our
channels.
technology.
Well, and then we got
we probably
4.
at some point had cable. Even
we never
at
had,
some point
we didn't have cable.
We didn't when I was young. When I started getting older,
I didn't have cable or anything like that until my wife and I had been married almost 5 years. And then it was DirecTV, but
we had.
But I mean, cable.
Yeah.
But no, we just had whatever was on over the air.
That was most of the years. Yeah.
So, and I griped about it, but now he looks like, well, there's nothing on now anyway. So.
Yeah. We played a lot with our toys. We played with Army Men. We played with Hot Wheels. We
Legos.
I still
Legos.
do.
Yeah. I would.
I make my wife I make her be the blue Army Man.
Yeah.
Set them up, then I shoot her Army Men down with the rubber band.
The paratroopers drop.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's race with our Hot Wheels. She goes, this is stupid. I'm like, shut up. Push your Hot Wheel down the ramp. The dog grabs it, shoots. No, not my Hot Wheel. Oh. But yeah, I do feel somewhat bad for Gen Z. I know we make fun of them, but I do.
It's a tough spot.
That a lot of this that they are, it's not necessarily all their fault.
No.
It was brought on to them. So now, having said that, this next part I am going to rip into Gen Z like a monkey on a cupcake. So
now that we said we feel bad for them,
I saw this article and I was like, "What is this?" More Gen Zers are becoming NEETs. NEETs. What does it mean, and is it a bad thing? Well, as soon as they say that, my immediate reaction is, I don't know what it means, but I'm going to say bad. It's bad. Whatever this is. But maybe not. I could be wrong. Gen Z's latest and greatest contribution, we'll see if that's true, to the culture is doing nothing. A growing number of Zoomers are refusing to embrace adulthood, according to statistics, choosing instead to be NEETs, Fortune magazine reported. NEET stands for not in employment, education, or training. And the lifestyle is thought to be contributing to record levels of youth unemployment around the world. So basically, they're not doing anything. It says here about 1/5, 20% of people 15 to 24 are what they classify as. So 15 to 24, they're not employed. They're not working. They're not doing any kind of training or, having some kind of trade school or whatever. And they're not being educated. They're not in a school or an internship or apprenticeship or nothing. 20%. So my first thought is, how are you even living?
I know. How can you afford not to be doing anything?
Well, I'm going to say they're living at home. What's happening? So I put this on their parents. You're allowing your kid just to flop on the sofa or live in the basement and just be a lazy bum. Because how do they have? I don't know. 15 to 24, 15 to 18, I say, okay, well, you're still you're a child. You're responsible. Your parents are responsible. Although, in my opinion, you should be working. That was just me. But my son, we made him get a job. He wasn't super thrilled at the time. But none of us, you're like, I like money.
With our kids, I can't even say we made them. It was just expected. It was just like 16, time to get a job.
Well, and when I say I made him, that's kind of what we did. We're like, all right, you got you're 16, you got to go get your job.
Got jobs. I mean, we did. There was no fights about it.
I worked doing. It was not fun, but manual labor, landscaping type jobs before I turned 16 to make money.
I did detasseling at 14, 13, 14.
Stuff and then when I turned 16, I got a paid job, and it was not so much I have to go get a job. It wasn't even that. It was, I want the financial freedom to do fun things. I have a car now, but hey, I need to pay for my car. And I need to pay for all these other things. If I want to go grab a bite with my friends, I need to go earn some money. We can go do whatever we want. So for me, I wanted to do fun. I wanted to be independent. So that's what drove me to go get a job.
I think with our oldest son, it was he turned 16 and we're like, hey, Culver's is open in town. Why don't you go put an application in? He did, got on. Did
he get his free sprinkles?
He probably did. Back in that day, Culver's had some great deals for employee perks. Yeah. But it was better than sprinkles.
It was porkles.
That's right. But yeah, it was just kind of expected. And I don't know.
But you were saying, I think a lot of parents just foot the bill and give their kids money and pay for their cell phone. Again, 15 to 18, maybe you don't need the cell phone, but you should get room, board, stuff like that. Now, you may not have a car. You may not be able to drive. And that's kind of what the expectation was with our son is if you want to drive, guess what? You got to pay for a car. You got to pay for insurance. You got to pay for upkeep. You got to put gas in it.
Yeah, we didn't really charge them rent to live here while they were still at that age, but they did buy their own cars. So
the recent study from credit reporting agency TransUnion found that people in their 20s today are taking a salary of about $45,500, while millennials were earning $51,852 at their age when adjusted for inflation. I don't know where this was at.
How are they making $45,000 if they're not working?
Well, the ones that are working. The 80%, not the 20%.
I was like, wow, I want to figure that out.
That's their allowance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it says adults aged between 18 and 34, 55% of them said it's much harder to buy a home. 44% said it's much harder to find a job. And 55% said it's much harder to get promoted. Now, some of this I will give them with the inflation, the economy, it's crap. I mean, the inflation is killing people.
Homes are crazy priced.
Cars are ridiculous. We went and looked at cars. My mom got a new car. I can't believe the price of cars.
Yep.
Houses. I don't know how if you're a young couple married, there's no such thing as a starter home. Good luck.
Well, we lucked out with ours because we got a fantastic interest rate and we dodged the bidding war that happened there with.
I think you barely got,
You
got in right
eked-
before
I
the
think you
explosion.
eked
It was like right at the start of COVID. It was like we did it like 2 weeks after the 15 or 14 days or whatever to slow the spread. So we're right there, absolutely right there.
Now, one complaint I do have when they said it's hard to find a job. Listen, there are jobs everywhere. It may be hard to find a job you want to work. Maybe it's because there's all kinds of jobs. And I think part of this has been placed on them by adults, schools, their guidance counselors. They talk a lot about what's your passion? It's like, listen, yeah, it's great if you could find something to make money that is your passion. But a lot of times you just got to find a job and you just got to be passionate about your work and making money and getting out. Not that money is the end all and be all, but you can make what you do. You can be passionate about what you do without it being your passion. I don't know. Your thoughts on that? I don't know.
Well, yeah, and the thing with that too, to your point, is you may start off in a job you don't necessarily like, but you're not necessarily stuck there either. You know, you may just put in some time, build your resume, and then, other lucrative opportunities will eventually open up for you.
Yeah.
You're not pigeonholed, but yeah, you can't start off with the expectation of you're going to get your dream job necessarily. Some people may, but that cannot be your expectation going in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, who knows how long you'll wait.
And if you want your passion to be your job, maybe you got to side hustle your passion for a little while
There you go.
until it develops into something.
There you
Or
go.
it may never develop
It may
into something,
not,
and you need to be fine with that and decide, well, do I want to keep side hustling it and have it as a hobby to do something that gets fun outside of what my main job is, or do I want to stop? Or
At the end of the day, you have to try.
Yeah.
Like you have to try
I agree.
something.
I agree. I completely agree. And I think some of this too is because they have some of these other Gen Zers are saying things like, I focus on the present because the future is depressing, which that's sad. 27, I can't imagine. At 27, I was pretty optimistic.
Yeah.
Still. Maybe naively so. Maybe ignorantly so. But I was like, hey, things are going to be all right. I'm not where I want to be, but things are chugging along. We'll get by. I've always been pretty positive and upbeat and optimistic.
Yeah.
But I think, again, there's been a shift, and I don't know, Mike, you can tell me if this happened to you, but when we were in school, I think they put a lot of negative stuff on kids that they used to not. Like in school, it used to just be you were educated with, math, science, history, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not making this political, but they start pushing, climate change. Well, and then by the time these kids are 10 or 12, they feel like, well, the Earth's going to be dead in 10 years. Maybe it will, or maybe it won't. But why are you putting that on kids? Like, listen, let's have science. Let's look at different fuel types or things. I mean, I'm all for clean air, cheaper fuel or whatever. But why are you pushing this on kids and depressing them? They're so depressed. They think there is no future. I mean, if I was 10 and I kept hearing, since the time I was in first grade, how we're all going to die, the Earth's going to die, we're all going to die. It's like, well, why am I even getting an education? Let's just drop out and go on vacation and just wait for the comet. Let's go. I don't know. I don't know if you have thoughts, or I could be way off base. That's just my thought on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I had some of that. And one of the things that always drove me nuts about high school, on a somewhat related note, was that we needed more tools for the real world type classes.
I agree.
I had a budgeting class, but it was a joke.
Was it?
And unfortunately, the professor made it.
When you were in school, did they still have any of the industrial arts classes?
Oh, I took every single one of them.
Okay. Because those are important, I thought.
They were. But I wish I had more, and my parents got me, I think, a decent footing, but I would have preferred more financial planning, and here's
a class on customer service.
Yes.
We're going to visit the farm and fleet today.
Yeah. Let's take a road trip, a field trip. I mean, it's like we needed stuff like that would have been greatly beneficial. Other than some of the stuff.
I'm kind of serious with that, though. They could have a stock room where you actually have to stock shelves and inventory and order and make sure you don't run out of stuff and things. Just not even if
So
that you
basic
work retail,
business
but
class
just
or something.
Yeah.
Anything would have been better than what we had.
See, my son,
So
who's around your age, it's griped about the same thing. When he graduated high school, he said, I don't know, I felt like high school was a worthless waste of 4 years. He
Yeah.
said, they didn't teach us anything.
well, instead of learning advanced arithmetic, in these super high level classes that I'm never going to use this information, I would have preferred some more practical knowledge on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
It would have done the a huge service to me, I think. But you've got like the choice of 8 advanced biology classes, and it's like we don't really need this stuff necessarily.
Yeah. And then you go to college and they make you retake about half the classes.
I know.
Here, you
My
take all these
goodness.
general studies classes first, and it's like, didn't I do these in high school?
Yeah.
Why can't I go right into what I want to be?
Yep. Well, the last few paragraphs of that says that Gen Z is looking for jobs that are more laid back with no regular overtime. They're looking for work hours where they can kind of pick what work hours they are and shying away from office culture. So they're wanting like non-traditional jobs, I guess. But then it's like, well, that's fine.
But that's
But
going to
then
make
there-
your search that much harder.
And guess what? It's going to be harder to pay for stuff because those jobs typically don't pay well. And the reason for that is the more the job pays, usually it's because there's more responsibility, more stress. It's more difficult. They're not going to pay an easy job the same as they're going to pay something that is stressful and difficult.
Did it give any? I read most of this, but did it give any examples of like the types of jobs they're talking about there?
Well, this
'Cause
said,
if you're not an office job and you
this
want
says
laid back, what-
teaching has become one of the hottest careers where the pay is low, but they get a lot of vacation. So that's what this says. And the last thing they said, Gen Z is also facing mental health crisis, leading them to call in sick to the jobs they are willing to do way more often than Gen X. And my stupid screen just refreshed. There we go.
darn screens.
Yeah. Okay, so sorry about that. Youth worklessness due to ill health is a real growing trend. It is worrying that young people in their early 20s just embarking on life are more likely to be out of work due to ill health than those who are in their early 40s. This was by Fortune magazine. And I think that's mental health like there. And some of that, I think, some of it is real and some of it is you have to, I don't think we're making young people mentally tough anymore. I know I'm going to sound, I'm old man, but a lot of them are like, they give high schoolers in our town 5 mental health. We had no mental health. We had no sick days in high school. You went to school.
Yeah.
If you were sick, you had to have a parent call in and you still were responsible for that day's work.
Yeah.
There wasn't remote learning. There wasn't anything. It was like, nope. Somebody, if you had a brother or sister, they would bring your books home with your assignments and they were due the next day. So that was the way it was.
Yeah, I think our school district here in town gives like the last Wednesday or the third Wednesday of the month, they go to a half day for really no reason other than just they need the time off.
I guess. I don't know. Do they get mental health days too, or is it?
I don't know, really. I'd have to look into what our district does. But,
Doesn't matter.
and maybe that's what that is.
And part of that is just completely different than anything I was,
yeah, it's
come
different.
across as a kid growing up.
It is what it is, but
you were just made to go. And I'm not saying that's good or bad for us. It was just the way it was. So, I don't know. Did you guys have anything else? I didn't really have too much more.
I don't
on
think
that.
so. Mm-mm.
All right. Well, we're about an hour, but I'm going to go ahead. We'll knock these laws. I got 5 laws. We're going to have a little fun here. These are actual laws. Now, some of these may not still be on the books. It didn't say, but these are actual laws that are in some states. I got 5 of them. I'm going to give you guys the laws, and I got multiple choice. So you're going to tell which it is.
All right.
Number 1, we're going out to Idaho. Residents in Idaho may not fish from A, crop duster, B, a boat being pulled by a moose, C, from a giraffe's back, or D, from a floating whiskey barrel. Now, one of those is an actual law.
What state's this?
Idaho.
All right.
All right. Number 2. I'll read all of them, then we'll go back and I'll give you the
Okay.
answers. Number 2, in Arizona, hunting blank is illegal. Is it donkeys,
Donkey.
camels, roadrunners, or Gila monsters? Or Gila monsters, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
I'm going to miss all of these, I think.
3, we're going to Iowa. Just our neighbors slightly to the west. In Iowa, it is unlawful for any male person within city limits to blank any female person with whom he is unacquainted. So, in Iowa, is it illegal for a male to pinch a female, to kiss a female, to whistle at a female, or to wink at a female? You ready?
Yep.
In Kansas, it is illegal to hunt A, whales, B, lions, C, alligators, or D, polar bears.
What?
These are all real laws with the answers.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat A and B again?
A was whales, B was lions. And this is in Kansas.
And I'm sorry. C was.
Alligators, and D was polar bears.
All right.
So this is in the middle of the continental United States. And last but not least, out in Wyoming, number 5. Cheyenne citizens may not blank on Wednesdays. So Cheyenne citizens may not brush their teeth on Wednesdays, shave on Wednesdays, take a shower on Wednesdays, or get a haircut on Wednesdays. All right. Are we ready?
Sure.
All right. Idaho residents may not fish from. What'd you say,
I said
Mike?
D, whiskey barrels.
Same.
From a giraffe's back. I don't know what caused this law, but they did pass a law. It is illegal. You cannot do it from the giraffe's back.
Yeah, a lot of these is like, this makes no sense.
I wish there was a backstory. They would give you why
Yeah.
they made the law.
Backstory.
Yeah. I didn't even try.
a giraffe backstory.
Arizona, hunting blank is illegal.
I said D, Gila monsters.
I said C. I don't remember what the.
That was roadrunners.
Yes.
It's camels. You can't
See,
hunt
I should have
camels.
just gone with the most extreme one. It's like.
In Iowa, it's unlawful for any male person within city limits to blank any female person with whom he is unacquainted. A, pinch, B, kiss, C, whistle at, or D, wink at.
C, whistle.
A, pinch.
Wink. It's illegal to wink.
Almost said wink.
All right. Kansas, it is illegal to hunt whales, lions, alligators, or polar bears.
B, lions.
C, alligators.
It's whales. Why whales? There's
Why
no
would there
ocean.
be a whale?
There wouldn't be a whale. It's Kansas. What's wrong with you, Kansas? I would feel like that's a useless law. I mean,
pulled
fine.
in a large orca. And
I'm going to assume it's one of these, just a protest law, like, we're against hunting whales. Okay, fine.
It's about as useful as fishing off the back of a giraffe in Idaho.
And out in Wyoming, Cheyenne citizens may not do what on Wednesdays? Brush their teeth, shave, take a shower, or get a haircut.
I said D, get a haircut.
I said C, shower.
Shower
Wow.
is the winner.
Hey.
Greg wins
One of
with
us got
1 out of
something.
5.
I got
Those were tough.
one.
Jeez.
Those were tough. All right. Anything else? You gonna
No,
wrap this
I don't think
sucker
so.
up?
Other than I failed that test
All
miserably.
right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in to the shows. We appreciate it. We want you to just relax this week. Take a breath. Laugh a little bit. Have a little bit of fun. Things are kind of dark and bleak out there at times. So relax. Enjoy yourselves.
Go make some friends.
Make some friends. Not too many, though. Just
No,
a couple.
3.
And then
4.
move away.
And
Yeah, they'll move away on you.
And if you know where Mike can get some foam, please let us know. He is still frustrated.
Yes. Coil cleaning foam.
But we do appreciate it. Check out all of our social media feeds. We put out things out there every week, multiple different things, some little fun videos. And we hope you're tuning in 7 days. Until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace. Hour 7. I already put the synopsis out there.